Good evening guys, and welcome back to a Monday night hangout here at the Ravens Rook. I hope you're all well. I hope you're ready for a nice chilled, relaxing hobby hangout. Hopefully you guys are getting some hangout or hobby done yourselves. I hope you've had a nice weekend, and any of you that was getting your pre-orders for AOS 3 or version 3, I hope you managed to get them. I know there was plenty of copies going about, and the new system did seem to work better with Games Workshop, so fingers crossed going forward it should be better for future releases, hopefully. So tonight we've got planned just a normal hangout like we normally do, chilling. I'll be doing some painting, rambling on complete nonsense as usual, and hopefully you guys in the chat have a good time tonight. So we're going to continue from last week. We got all the clan rats built up to a decent standard, and the ogres. I completed one of the ogres myself over the weekend, just practicing painting the skin on that, getting the gradient right and the highlights and stuff. So I think I'm pretty happy with how I've got it, because I don't normally paint skin, so that's looking pretty good for me anyway. So that we're going to transfer a little bit over to the clan rats. Obviously they're a lot smaller, so not too much detail, because obviously it will just get lost in the mass of the horde of rats. So tonight we're going to be getting the at least the base skin down on all these clan rats, and probably a couple of other layers. I did get about 10 of them done last night with the base layer, so we'll just start up and then you can see between the two different gradients hopefully. So without further ado, I shall just flip it over to the painting cam, and let's have a look at where we're up to. So like I said, we started off last week and we had one of the rat ogres. This one's still not undercoated, this one anyway, so that one's next on the list. But we've gone from that up to this little guy. So hopefully I've got a bit of a different light, so hopefully the light's showing it a bit better, so you can see a lot more of the skin and the fur. It's got a very pinky face and tail, and then we've got the little dude on the top with his little green robes. So yeah, that one's pretty much done apart from the base. I've had a play with the bases and built some up out of clay. Obviously they'll need gluing to the bases eventually, but it just gives it that little bit more height. And then I'm going to do something with this bit here as well, so you can see the cobblestone effect. I'll just grab the other guy, so basically he'll stand on it like that, so you can, it gives him that little bit more height. Obviously I'm not going to be, well at the moment I'm not going to be playing with them, but it's not so much the height as in like modelling for advantage sort of thing. But yeah, so last night we started on the skin on these guys. You could just about make it out. There's not very much on some of these. A lot of them it's just the hands and a little bit on the face. The tails we're going to leave because they're going to be lighter, so I don't want to be going in with the dark flesh as the base coat. You can see a bit more on this guy. So I'll talk you through the colours and that I have been using. Obviously I predominantly use the Games Workshop colours. So yeah, so without further ado, I'll have a quick look and see if anybody's in the chat. Oh, it's going off on a Monday. We've got 7 of you in here for the start. Nice of you all to drop in. I just need to scroll back to the beginning. So coming in first, we've got Tabletop Minis. Good evening, pal. I hope you're well. And we've got Tina coming in. Good evening, Tina. Scroogey Mini Painting. Good evening, pal. Cheers for the glasses recommendation. I'll quickly show you them in. Actually, I'll show you now. So basically, the ones I've got are these ones, and basically the light just clips. The lens just clips in and out, so you can change the magnification. And I've got my tub to hand. I predominantly use just this one all the time, but you do get a tub with a lot of different magnifications. After a while, you do need to take breaks with them, because obviously it's zoomed right in. After a while, it will start to hurt your eyes. 2.5 I tend to use the most, just for reference for yourself. Just clip on. You don't need the band for the back, and the batteries supposedly go in here. Now you can see there's room for 3 AAA batteries. When I put 3 AAA batteries in, the whole thing around here was getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and the light wouldn't come on. Apparently it's something with, I don't know, the batteries that they use over in China or something. It says it should be a watch battery, but in the back of here it is 3 AAAs, so I mean, it doesn't bother me that much because I don't use the light anyway. But obviously it's something to look at yourself. But from what I've seen, the ones that would have the lights that do come on, they're not that bright anyway. And if you've got a painting light at your station, you're going to be using that anyway, aren't you? I'll just give them a quick clean because I've got fingerprints all over them now. But yeah, and they are on offer at the moment on the Amazon Prime Day, which is today and tomorrow. So I'm going to be busy and work tomorrow. So like today was my day off. And we got Ash popping in, and Spud. Good evening, Spud. Good evening, Ash. I hope you're all well. I hope you've been smashing it in the gym today, Spud. Yeah, use cheers, Spud. Use Raven Rook 20 and you'll get absolutely nothing off your order. Right, so the painting scheme I have used at the moment, just for any of you guys that were wondering or wanted to know. So we started off with a Bugman's Glow, which is quite a dark base tone. So we started with that, which paintbrush is all over it, so, which is, as you can see, I'll try and get it next to it. It is a lot darker. And then we did a glaze up with Cadian Flesh Tone, then and highlight with Kislev Flesh. Then we washed it and then re-highlighted back up, and then like certain areas such as like the boils on his hands, we highlighted them back up and then gone with like a purple wash. And the tail has like a which one was it, Caribou Crimson, which is quite a reddy pinky colour, and around his nippler area, and especially his face and his nose, stuff like that. So it is quite straightforward. It looks okay under my glasses, but then obviously without the glasses and at a normal viewing range, it does look even better. So I'm quite happy with how it's gone. Like I said, normally I do shy away from painting skin, but trying to push myself that little bit more and try painting things where it's making me uncomfortable to try and get better at them. So we carry on and get my Bugman's Glow ready. Give that a good shake, and then we'll just crack on. We'll get all these base coated and see how far we can get tonight. In fact, I'm going to use my painting handle. So I glued them. I did take them off the bases, thinking that it would be easier to build all the bases up first, and when I did get round to doing it, it wasn't for myself. Doesn't mean it won't be for you guys if you ever try it that way, but so I did glue them back down. I'll just have to be very, very careful when I'm cutting them free. Let's get this arm done, and then I'll see how you guys are doing in the chat, and we'll get some music on the go. Hopefully it's working this week. I mean, it did work Monday, but Tuesday it just was not for working for some reason. I'm thinking it was because I set the stream up without having my headphones in, so then when I did plug my headphones in, it hadn't registered them properly, that is. No need for light in basket for purchase with my new Kindle. Nice. Expensive day, so saving up the glasses is great. Not a problem, pal. Every little penny helps you, doesn't it? Was it Milliput on the bases? I have got Milliput. Quick little plug, even though, you know, we're not sponsored by anyone. I used the Das Stone for these ones, which I got from Hobbycraft. A bag of it this size, I think it was only like £3, which is more than enough than I'll ever need at the moment. But I don't know if it'll show up in here. I mean, this is 2 days ago I sculpted this base itself, and it's still a little wet underneath, so it is a good 2 days for the air drying. But that's the one I have been using. But I do have Milliput as well. I might try and do a couple of them on Milliput, just to see how that goes, because I'll be able to make that a bit thinner, but the difference might be too much that I have to then redo all of them. So, right, let's get some music going, and we'll have chill, because we're chilling, we're just chatting. Go. So hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. A reverb coming back off my phone. There we go. Milliput with plasticine is the business. Cheers for that. I'll definitely have to try that one out. If you work with clay, then you don't have to crack. Put a piece of plastic over it, then it dries. Just a tip from the academy. Thank you very much, Tina. All the little tips. Like I said, obviously I've only been back in this hobby for about 18 months, 19 months now. So even painting wise, I'm still learning new little tips and tricks and stuff like that. But then also we're doing this for the Loki's Legion. I in basing, it's a whole hobby in itself, isn't it? Doing little dioramas and stuff like that. So it is something new to learn, but then it'll help me with my models. Cause I don't know if some of you guys have been following along with some of the work we've done, or some of my work that I put up on Instagram. If not, please go check us out. It's Raven Rook Miniatures, same as the channel here. We've got some of my completed work on there, and some of the bases I've done. I've used plaster and stuff like that for some of my bases, just trying to make not so much just character models, but at least some of my models, or the majority of them, stand out that little bit from others that people like armies that have got. So rather than just trying to use like a basing texture, I always try and put something a little different on there, or hide something on there, whether it's just like a Necron's or something like that with the Space Marines. Yeah, I'll shout out all the relevant bits at the end anyway, so if you're still around, or if you want to just be busy and you've got to pop back, you can always have a look at the end, and all the social things will be right at the very end in the speech at the end anyway. Suit you did was epic, mate. Thank you very much. That was my most favourite one that I've done so far. Between that and my Raven Wing that I've built up, but I would have to say the war suit, because I mean I had an idea of how I wanted it in my head for so long, and then when I did paint it up, and I knew what I wanted to do, and in a matter of fact it come out better than I'd even planned, so that was an added bonus. Like this guy, you can see there's some little boils on his face. It doesn't matter covering them at the moment because we're going to highlight up. I'm just trying to miss the eyes just so I don't have to go in again with another white and just lighten them up. So I'm going to give them like little glowing eyes, but I mean it doesn't matter if we're not too tidy at the moment because we're just getting the first of the flesh tones down anyway. And we're just missing, just trying to like feather in just that little bit into like the into the feathered areas, and you can see the texture on these anyway, so you can see roughly where they are. That's that guy done. I mean they are pretty quick, so I'll probably move my painting handle out of the way. Do you know a blood for blood god, when used, is transparent enough to show other colours underneath? God, not Gog. I got what you meant. Not too sure. suppose if you're going over a metallic, it might do if it was watered down just a little bit. Personally, I have never used it. Hopefully someone in the chat might be able to help you out with that one, but unfortunately I've never used it. These arms, we're not too really bothered about these arms as well. I mean, we get them coated up anyhow because I know it's there, which will bug me otherwise, but his shield's going to cover majority of this arm anyway. Is that a robe? I believe it is. Is it skin? No, it is skin. I presume you're asking for your oh, I forgot what he's called, your big nurgling thing that you was working on last night. You got stripped down and start again. It was looking really cool though.
And so in creating, even with limited resources, I love being resourceful, but realize there's a lot of false imagery out there. I get disturbed when I see these press reviews. You may have seen a lot of them that refer to so-and-so upcoming producer is...
I haven't a clue what this is going on about.
They're written all the same way.
It's supposed to be just a chilled channel.
And I see the same thing for these music sample packs. They're saying, these are the drums you need for your chart hits, yo.
Skip that one. Yeah, the Great Unclean one, that's it. I just had Monday brain, I just could not think of what it was called. Mr. Smith, hey up Phil, just in from the pony, sorry I'm late, it doesn't matter pal. Come and go, people could come and go as they please, it's a chill hangout that we normally do, you know that. I'm just glad you could make it pal. I hope the ponies are well. Hope they're all fed, watered and tucked in for the night, all nice and cosy, with a nice clean bedding. Yes, no, colour underneath, not super vibrant. I have splattered it on with a toothbrush on the light areas. I've splattered, you could see the colour on metallics, you can see it is metallic. Oh, there you go then. Tabletop, it's ironic how the unclean one. I ran a bath and now he's clean. You cleaned him that much, all the wash come off him. But no, it was looking pretty cool when we finished the call on the hangout last night. You know, it was looking really, really cool. Can't wait to see that one finished. trying to work out on the back of this guy. So he's got some great big ripples across his back. I'll water this down a little bit. We'll get quite a bit of this as fur. And these boils there. As long as this very first coat is nice and smooth, with you know, the next couple of layers should be fine then. I mean, they are that small, so you don't really see so much, and then it's all like the metallics and the clothing more than anything that you see on these guys. So as long as that's looking on point, it's not too bad. But you know, at least here we're trying get them looking how this should be all the way through. So further around that bit. And I've just realised I've still got you down as a mod on here, Spud, from last time. I think it was when you got you sharing some links out for the Chilling Wargamers Discord. Some of the guys, I think it was Ash that was asking for the link there. Obviously I didn't have permissions to share the link and stuff. You've still got the power. Just not too much carnage. You thought using little baggies as a pallet. I have done before. I've got one ready here. Little trick I got off you, Spud. But unfortunately it is that warm in here. I mean, I've even got the bedroom window open, only slightly, otherwise you'll hear all birds tweeting away. But it's still that warm in here. It does dry up really quick. I did go and get a wet pallet, but me being me, where have I put that actually? I'm not even sure where I've put it. Yeah, me being me, I wasn't watching what I was doing and I just ordered like the first one I come to on Amazon. I thought, oh, that's a good price. It's a cheapest one, you know, get started. I don't want to get something too expensive at first. And when it comes, it is freaking huge. I think it's like the size of A3, the same as this cutting mat. So it's just way too big. And obviously I'm not going to be, well, at the time I wasn't. I mean, I've been knocking quite a few minis out at the moment, but I'd be wasting more than what I was, if you know what I mean. So it might be time to try and probably invest in a proper little white palette that I can use, and even if I don't paint for a day or two, I can still come back to. hopefully save a bit more paint that way as well. Well, yeah, I got that little tip off. I think, I'm not sure if it was one of our Hangout Spud, or if it was actually one of your little painting streams that you did. Might have even been one of the chilling ones with Josh and Elston that you did. But nevertheless, it's a perfect little tape. I even did use, when it was a bit colder, where I've been getting my Mortal Realms magazine, so they're like the cellophane wrapper that comes with that, or covers the packets, or it's like this from 67, so like this wrapper that comes on it, and I saved quite a bit of them, and I was just cutting them down to size. And yeah, just using them a little bit. I mean, they work just as well. Wet palette has always been a massive help in my painting. Always good to have the paint ready to fix mistakes, and I've saved a bit on paint also. Yeah, apart from investing, like obviously better cameras and stuff like that, and eventually a new computer and better programming to put back into the channel. Apart from that, hobby wise, I think the next big purchase for me would be obviously like a decent wet palette. Obviously big purchase apart from like models and stuff, so we know what all that is. The waiting game is now afoot. I did manage to get to my local store on Saturday morning. I believe I was second or third in the queue, and we were just chatting away, and yeah, got my order of AOS 3 coming in the next 2 weeks. So excited for these new orcs on that. It's something new to play with. Also ordered some of the new orc paint that's coming out with them. There's 2 orc ones and a goblin one that I ordered. Yeah, 2 orcs and 1 goblin. So I got them ordered. So I can give them a whirl and see how they look. Because obviously I've only painted a few orcs. I've not painted any AOS ones apart from my giant cave squig one. So, I mean, that guy can fit in anyway, but he's blue. So But yeah, I can't wait to, you know, even give these new orc paints a try and see how they look. Obviously everyone's going to have them on their channels anyway, so I'm not doing the Stormcast side anyway. I've sold them on already. You know, a good friend wanted some Stormcast, so I'm sorting that out. Obviously I keep the orcs and I get to keep the rule book, so I can learn how to play OS as well as trying to learn how to play Blood Bowl and 40k all at the same time, so it's going to get confusing. But obviously I'm going to be doing orcs in 40k as well. When the new start collecting box comes out, I'll be having that, definitely. I've definitely caught the orc bug. But, I mean, like with these skaven though, I always liked the skaven when I was younger, when I seen them come out when they first arrived. It's one of them that I always wanted but I never did. So to be able to do these now, I know they are an older faction and there's not as many models for these as say some of the others. But for me, I mean, there will be like more a display piece anyway. But there's no harm in having a little faction or getting some more of the models to then, you know, build up a little force. Because I mean, with these, it's going to be mainly my clan rats, a couple of ogres, and you know, is it the pestilence wagon and stuff like that? I believe it's called. So it's going to be more stuff like that anyway, which I can get, and then obviously new models do come out, I can get some of them. Catch up with chat, sorry. I make lots of mistakes. you're not on your own there, pal. But you know, that's the best. It's not the best part, is it? But it is in a way, because obviously you learn more from your mistakes than if you didn't do them. I can't stop just popping in, smash that like button and say hi to all the legends. Good evening, Mr. Andy Allen, or Quingo, as we you know, lovingly know you in the Discord. Seen you smashing your troll out for Blood Bowl today, pal. That was looking pretty sweet. I think you were just putting a wash on it the last time I saw a picture. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see that in person. But yeah, I hope you're well, pal. You know, even if you just pop it in to drop a like and that, thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. I was thinking of 300 themed army for the new Stormcast. Yes, Blood Bowl. I think you're more. I don't know who's more excited for this Blood Bowl bash, me or you, Spud. But I'm so stoked for this. I'm thinking we're gonna have to try and get together beforehand, so I can try and at least learn, you know, without just watching videos. We'll have to try and sort something out for before then, one weekend when you're free. But I mean, I've never been to Warhammer World. I've said it a couple of times now, but so for me, going there is a bonus. I know we're going for Josh's birthday, which, you know, is what it's all about, but I think the highlight for me is actually to get you guys that are going, you know, finally get to meet you all for the first time. We can all sit down and have a pint of Bugmans together. It's going to be absolutely mental. I can't wait. I really can't wait. Can't wait to get Dominion. Went to finish Curse City first. Oh. New paints look awesome. I've not actually looked at the new paints. I know a video come out, I think, was it yesterday or today, on the Warhammer YouTube channel, where they're highlighting some of the paints. So I'll probably have a look at that after I get off the stream. You know, just try and, you know, settle down that little bit and watch a couple of videos before bed. I mean, it's supposedly the colours that they have used for the pictures of them that they've released. So I mean, that it looks kind of like, in a way, very similar to how I've done mine, because mine are a bit more brighter than, you know, some people. Everyone does their orcs different, don't they? Some are really bright, some are very dark and grungy. So very nice to see how it turns out. I can't wait to get them and, you know, get my broken toads on them. Hey there, beautiful people. Mr. Frost and Fists, the legend himself from Texas. Good afternoon, pal, where you are? Or is it morning? No matter what time it is, it's going to be warm over there for winter. I hope you're well, brother. We are Blood Bowl, we are Spud, we are Blood... Well, we will be eventually. I was watching a video the other day and there were a guy using snotlings and he had a troll for him. I'm thinking I might have to get a troll now. But towards the end of the game, he used his troll and it picked up the snotling that had the ball and threw it into the end zone for a touchdown at the end. And it was just absolute crazy, and it was just so funny when he did it. And I was like, I might have to get a troll. So I might have to have a look next week when I've been paid. Obviously we're getting Dominion and funds are a bit tight at the moment, but yeah. Look at getting a troll. I mean, even have a look on eBay, see what's going there, and save a few quid. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Good evening, Normski. I hope you're well, pal. And seen the pictures you put up earlier of your Emperor's Children that you painted. That thing is a thing of beauty. That purple just so clean and crisp, but top paint job on that. It was really nice. If anyone in the chat who hasn't seen it, I mean, when you get a chance, just pop on to Discord and just have a look at the pictures he put up of that earlier. I'm spiciness evolved as always. Spud the spicy vegan. The man, the myth, the legend. Through these quite quick anyway. All good, cheers. Spicy from the gym. Well, are you actually in the gym now, are you, Normsky, or are you just back from the gym? I know you've been absolutely caning it. Gym work at the moment, you and Spud. I'm gonna be like bloody Man Mountains. Just back. I really should be going myself. I mean, I pay for my gym membership. But I always tend to make excuses, but I know I shouldn't. And it's always like 12 hours days at work, and then you come home and you don't want to be having my tea then going to the gym, but then also I don't want to be having my tea really late. I know I should be, making more of an effort and more setting some actual time aside to be going to gym. I think that's definitely going to be my goal over the next couple of weeks, try and get to gym a bit more. Wait for Normsky's Ultramarine, I'll print it up to put up in my hobby space. Yeah, I think you're doing one of every, like a character, is it, or something, Normsky, now? I'm not too sure, was it one of every first founding, or is it just the first founding loyalist? Well, no, it can't be just loyalist, because you've done Emperor's Children, haven't you? So I'm presuming it's pre-heresy that you're doing them as. too much. Obviously, like I said before, we're going to cut these off the base anyway, so if we go over a little bit, it's not too bad. First founding heresy, but all loyalist. Can't wait to see how all your other ones come out. That'd be a nice little collection to have with that as well. Bud just popping in to wish you a great show, mate. Thank you very much, Hobby Corner Kev. Likewise, I think you're going live in about 10 minutes into it with your little playthrough tonight. Wish you all your best in yours as well, pal. Try and get as much as I can do tonight as quick as I can in a way as well. So I'm going to be going to bed a little bit earlier than I usually am tonight, because obviously Prime Day today and tomorrow, so at work it is going to be absolutely crazy busy. It's always good. We all have a laugh while we're working and stuff, and you know, take pride in knowing that we're getting all these orders out on time and stuff. I know it's going to be absolutely crazy. One thing I did see as well, I thought I'd quickly mention it. I know Josh did a video at the weekend. If you've not gone and checked it out, please go check out the pickle jar. Some absolute awesome videos on there as well. But he did one where it was, if you're just starting out, a cheap setup, or you know, improving your hobby in space cheaply. One of the recommendations was a light. I mean, I've got a little round one, but there's a bar one. I was having a look and I put it in my basket the other week, and it was up to, I think it was like $18.99. Well, when I went on today, it actually is in the Prime sale. I think it was down to $14.99. So it's a couple of quid saving, obviously all helps, but if someone's after a, you know, a decent light for the hobby space, just have a look on there as well. So there is deals on all sorts at the moment. And like Spud said earlier, if you put in Raven's Rook 20, you'll get absolutely zero off it. which did make me chuckle, Spud. Cheers for that. Even though I'm just base coating these guys at the moment, when I was doing a lot of my Space Marines at the same time, I did say I didn't want to be doing batch painting all over the shop again. I did find it quite a bit, for me, boring and repetitive. But I don't know if it's because I've done it more since then. But with these guys, it's not as bad, or I'm not finding it as boring. Actually, it's quite nice, but I don't know if it's because every one of these is different. So like all the little details on these guys, everything's different, so I'll probably just get the base skin toned down on these guys tonight, and then what I'll do, one of the ones that I did last night, I'll get the next layer on that, just so you guys get an idea of what I'm aiming for and how I'm doing it. Just with how my paint's been drying at the moment, with it being that little bit warmer, just want to leave them that bit longer to dry. So obviously it's like, oh, it's dry, but then underneath it's not. It's like really dry on the top, but underneath it's still quite wet. And I don't want to be blasting her dry while I've got the mic on. I need to check that light. What I'll do, I'll whack a copy of it up so you can see exactly which one it is in the Discord after this. I'll just whack it up in the pickle jars general chat one. I'll just say hello to where Josh recommended it. It's obviously it's cheaper, so if you are after one, now is definitely a good time to try and get one. Cheers Raven for the chilled stream. We'll post up the vamps I'm working on for Josh's Loki approved. Thanks for the company and chat. More progress made. No problem, pal. That's what we're here for, isn't it? So obviously more just a chilled stream like we normally do. But you know, it's building up exactly how I envisioned it. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but yeah, you know, nice little chilled stream every Monday after we've had a, you know, sometimes a manic weekend or a really bad first day back in work for a Monday. We can just all chill out together, do some painting, just like a hangout really. But yeah, that's the idea, just to build up from here. But yeah, none of it would be possible without you guys, so thank you very much. Like jazz club now. It's very chilled music tonight though. I'm enjoying this one. Obviously once I get a better computer and stuff like that, and we can, obviously my computer can handle it, I could just, you know, try and get a couple of nights where I either get like guests on or get like a co-host sort of thing on as well. So there's plenty of stuff that I want to do, and I've got ideas for, you know, in the pipeline. But there's no rush, you know what I mean. It's more a marathon than a sprint, isn't it? So just black much podging my terrain. Oh, there's no rocket science. I can't wait for you to post some more pictures up of what you've been working on, Tina. I don't think we've seen anything for a while. I know you was doing, was it something for a wedding or something? Like centerpieces or something on a table. It's always nice to see the terrain pieces that you do. They're really, really good. Jazz club. I feel like I should be stood in the corner with, you know, clicking fingers with a cigarette sticking out my gob. I've got 3 left to do. Smooth gas. There we go. The Pirate Queen Pickle herself landing in. Good evening, Wendy. I hope you're well. I'm glad you could make it to the stream. trying to think. If I am correct, I'm sure it's this week. Wednesday. Oh, obviously not tomorrow, day after. I'm pretty sure it is. They're releasing something or some more information about the Warhammer Plus that's coming. I'm sure the thing I'd seen today was saying basically it's more than just animations. I think someone said to me before that possibly they're putting the books in there. I don't know how they're going to do that, if it's more like an audible thing, but I don't know if they can, because of obviously with audible. Well, definitely something to look out for. I believe it was 6 o'clock UK time on Wednesday, so it's something I'll definitely be looking at before I tune in for the Pickle Jar show, which I never miss on a Wednesday. It'll be interesting to see what we if they're going to say what we get, or if it's going to be like a little bit of a teaser sort of thing. You know what they like releasing it in dribs and drabs, don't they? So work has been stressful, so this is super chill. It's what we pride ourselves on, isn't it? Just coming in, we chill on a Monday night. But at least we've got Monday out of the way, so we're one day closer to the weekend, aren't we? Just hoping that the clay base dries enough in time so I can get it painted and washed tomorrow night. Just so I've got it ready in time for the Loki's Legion. But if not, I can obviously wait till I've got a few more of these guys done, and then obviously next week I'll have a lot further done. And then hopefully the plan is to try and at least, if I can sort my camera rigging out so it's a bit higher up, and try and get at least like one of the streams where I'm doing some scenery. So like I said before, it's a new way, new hobby sort of thing to learn. it's something, hopefully, you know, I'm doing while you guys are here with me. So you can see all the mistakes I make so that you don't make them yourselves. Well, that's the idea anyway. Worked an hour over and I was still replying to emails 2 hours later at home. 1 day closer to 6 weeks off. Oh, you lucky sod. I'd love to have 6 weeks off. I know my partner, she works in a school, so she's got 6 weeks coming up, but she absolutely hates it 'cause she's bored. Not so much she's bored when she's at home, but because of how stressful it is with not so much stressful, it's like your adrenaline's always running. You always got to be on your toes. The school that she works in, for like challenging behaviour and disabilities and stuff. So when she's not in work, she can find it boring sometimes. So we'd always try and find something to do. Just got a week off and now full speed till September. Ooh. Yay, Belgium scored. Oh, nice. Hopefully it was Kevin. Hopefully it was Kevin De Bruyne. If not, he would have assisted, wouldn't he? Sorry, we're talking football now. Those of you not aware or don't follow the football. I really dislike the 6-week holidays. I know you do, Spud. Yeah, I'll be anxious at home, spend most of this, so don't do it with my own company. They try and paint my pile of shame. Well, it's not a pile of shame, is it? Like I said before, it's a pile of opportunity, but, you know, someone pinch that. Yeah, you'll be able to get all your models done that you got for your birthday though, won't you, Wendy? Get some of them done. And you'll be able to take over Josh's hobby space then as well. Hashtag poo. Right, where is he? Leader one, there. Right, so we'll get a couple. So we've got all 20 of these now. We've all got the base tone on. Time that we are, 8:45. So I'll just put my Bugman's glow to one side and poo is a pile of opportunity. Please say someone in chat can help. How can I dull down gold? You want to dull down gold? Best way I found, if it's obviously metallic gold, null oil. The good old, you know, paint me like one of your minis and then you drown them in null oil. That, as a wash, seems to wash gold down really, really well. But you do have to leave it quite a while for it to dry with it being a wash. That's if you're going more like trying to blacken it down a bit. The other way I have used, it goes more like a ready sort of gold, but still keeps obviously the gold colour, was Raglan Flesh Shade. That's what I've used. This gold is way too bright for Nerval. Yeah, because it's for your unclean one, isn't it? I'd say, I mean, if you try one and you don't like it, you can always go just over the wash with the gold again and then try the other one. Oh, there you go, Normskill with the Agrax Surf Shade. I'm going to use my little baggie for this one, because I want to make a bit of a glaze. Quite watery. And then just run it all in the bits. And as this dries, the Bugman's, it still shows quite through it quite well. Especially more in the recess. It don't matter too much on this side because, like I said before, he's got a shield on, hasn't he? There you go, Spud, your little baggy tip coming useful tonight anyway. So I did end up using it. What we'll do, let this dry between coats and probably put a couple of layers of this on anyway. slowly going further and further more to the raised bits and away from the recesses. So like the next layer is drying pretty quick anyway in here. So like where he's got little stretches in the skin there, and like around his nose here where that'd be lighter. Coming in and just leap, and you can see it already. I mean, I can here, but you probably can't see it on the camera with it being absolute doo-doo butter. But we're covering like the muscle round there, and the recess in the skin here, leave that, and then back onto the ridge here, across there, and then there's a little bit just in the. So then it'll stay darker in that recess, and then when I do get to put a wash over, it will just reshadow them high, the low lights or the recesses. I know what I mean, it's obviously I always get the bloody terminology wrong. And then once we've washed, we'll go that little bit lighter again with the Kislev flesh, just for that very, very fine highlight. And what I'm going to do is a bit more of this, thicken it up a little bit now. And then the tail is going to be completely in this colour. Obviously the tail's different from his normal skin, and then we're going to pinken this down with a wash anyway, and then have to painstakingly get all the little ridges that's in the thing and highlight them back up, but just so it's different from the rest of the skin, I want to start from a lighter colour here. The bag is out. It is, but it is. It is nose from the top, so it's going to be one of the very top highlights anyway. think, yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, so I'm probably going to call it there because it's at a nice stage now. I can let that dry. And what we're going to do is we'll be live again tomorrow night. So I get twice this week again. But where we've got all these based up, what I'll do, I'll come in, I'll show you how I do the wash on this guy, because we've done that next step here. So we'll go with the wash, and then while the wash is drying, we'll have a fiddle with some of these bits, or even get the metallic work done on this. And what I want to try and do tomorrow is, obviously you've seen the skin part here, but then the rest from start to finish with this guy, and then yeah, we can go from there. So it shouldn't be too long tomorrow, but there is still quite a bit to go on this guy anyhow. But yeah, so let's just flick it back over so you can see my ugly mug again. So I hope you're all had a great time. I've seen you know, chatting away in the Discord, and you know, in the Discord. I wish I had a Discord. You know, more in the chat on the channel, I should say, rather. It's always great seeing you guys interacting, and sometimes yeah, I do get a little bit distracted when I'm painting away and that. I have to catch up on the chat. But you know, we're getting on with our little pickles on parade. The Loki Legion thing. So yeah, I'm happy with how they're coming on. It's something different again. Obviously I'm painting skin, which I wouldn't normally. It'd be interesting to see what other people are doing for theirs. But yeah, you get to see me doing mine, so there's no secrets on my one. But yeah, thanks for dropping by. If you haven't liked, please consider liking, subscribing if you haven't. Also there's Instagram, Ravensrook Miniatures on there. Share all the work that I've been doing on that once it's completed. Sometimes some of the in progress work as well. We're on there as well. But yeah, if not, if I don't see you in the Discord chats with the Chilling Wargamers, in the meantime, then I shall see you hopefully tomorrow night at 7:30 again. It might be 8 o'clock, so just look for the notification going. Might be 8 o'clock, just with work being busy. Get home and get me tea. Give me that little bit of a chance. But I'm waffling on. Thank you very much for dropping in, guys, and I shall see you hopefully tomorrow, if not next week. Thank you. Bye.